Well, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm back in our urban wilderness, going in my 8th month on methadone with no use, no other drug use at all. I had a couple of tough weeks, not that I wanted to pick up, just emotionally. I was in this dark mindset, like the dirty dope mindset, I guess you'd call it that. Just that criminal feeling, like I'm still a criminal, that I'm planning, and I haven't stolen anything. Probably minor shoplifting I did early on, but I haven't stole anything in probably 5 months. And believe me, every time I go in a grocery store or to a hardware store and see the prices, and I feel entitled, but I don't, because that's going to put like a hex on what I'm trying to do. I think I got a new job working with disabled people in a residential home. I mean, for someone my age, it's not like a great job. It's not a career yet. I mean, I'm almost 60. For young people, don't expect and don't shove shit up people's asses, parents or whatever, loved ones, because they don't trust you just yet. That's kind of your penance, is going to accept that people do not trust you. And your thoughts are bouncing around like a fucking rubber ball, like on a handball court. I got my ass kicked so hard this time out that using drugs I'm not even thinking about. But today I learned that someone in the meth clinic, who I think I know, lost their takeouts, and they had a 13-day takeout. So that had to accumulate like a 3-year honor system. And they probably used fucking cocaine. Benzos, you can't really play games like that with for too long. Believe me, I did it last time I was on it. I would take benzos for 2 weeks, and then I would stop using them, because I knew when they were going to drug test me. Back then I was on it 2001, 2002, 2003. They used to watch pee in a bottle. A guy used to come right in the bathroom and watch piss. And people were getting away with shit, but I mean, fucking wearing like hot water bottles on their back and like a knapsack and shit. I wasn't going to do that, but I got caught. Coke you can get away with longer, but you're going to get caught. It isn't worth the life you fucking get out of it. Is horrible, man, in the end. And once you lose your takeouts, the stamina and initiative you need to get them back, it's probably never happening. You're probably going back into the underworld eventually. What happened to me, I was doing Xanaxes, and she must have just noticed my behavior was different, and I've gone over this before, and she tested me. I went and got used. I knew I was clean. I used, and then she tested me 2 days later, and then I lost my takeouts, and I lost like 15 years of time of life that I could have accomplished fucking something. I mean, shit, I play the guitar, but I probably could have been playing out, doing shit. I know I'm pretty good. It was a struggle. One thing we forget so easily is that we know what it feels like to be dying. To be laying on that deathbed and feel like you are dying. And the extreme that goes to, those emotions and that physical feeling and that nightmarish torture that your body plays on you, for all intents and purposes, you are dying. Your mind feels you're dying, your imagination, everything about the experience of withdrawal makes you think you're dying. So in reality, you and I, we have experienced deathbed. It's a deathbed experience. And we forget that. We forget how hard that is. I mean, right now, this time, I didn't forget. 8 months later, I did not forget. But I've been this way before. I haven't been this old, or hopefully I haven't been this wise. This last week, my daughter, who is 19, she goes to college, and I know she's drinking up at college. Her best friend, little sister, OD'd on dope, on heroin. For somehow, her kidneys shut down, and her legs swelled to giant proportions. They had to do some operation like fasciotomy, where they cut a giant patch of skin off of her leg, and they have to drain the poisons out that way. Now she's on dialysis. She coded in the ambulance. She was brought back with Narcan. To any parent, get some Narcan. Get everybody that your kid knows some Narcan. In case he falls out, you just shoot it up their nose. It's like a spray. I got it at home. They give it to you in the clinic now, and they show you how to use it. I feel like giving mine to this girl's parent, but I guess the parent is to the point of being disgusted, but the parent also is an alcoholic. Me and my wife are going to go visit her this week. And I think I'm going to have to confess to her that I have experiences along these lines. Because if she died and I know I didn't say nothing or I didn't try to help, I would feel very bad. Well, to begin again, I had these 2 rough weeks. And that was a part of it, but it wasn't the whole thing. That just made me feel worse. But I started having those dark, depressive thoughts, and I was attributing it to being winter. And today is a lot milder than it has been. It's been freezing out. But I go out all winter. I go out like this, into the woods, or a game farm, or whatever. And it's a big part of my recovery is being with nature. I mean, I had these little birds land on my hand yesterday, and it just helped pull me out. Look at these beavers do, man. Look at that. Who needs a lumberjack? But I've been doing my meditation at night before I sleep. Every night I do meditation, and I can get into it pretty fast now. I mean, I can get into it out here pretty fast. 3 good breaths, and I get that elated feeling, but it wasn't clear in my emotions, my mind. I wasn't wanting to use, but it's like the forerunner to those thoughts. And I needed to get out of it. I went to counseling. Even the counselor seemed to be a little down in the dumps. So then I'm searching on the internet, and YouTube to me is a great learning tool for anything. So I turned the camera sideways. I started searching, and I'm becoming a believer in the natural world almost as a religion. Pantheism it's called, I believe. But I found this meditation, and it was by chance. I was looking up things about pantheism on another site, and they had a video that linked back to YouTube of a meditation that I think it was called 13-13-13, and it's got to do with some numerology and stuff I really don't care about, astrology. And what it did was called heart breathing, where you start breathing and you concentrate on your breath, and then you start breathing through your heart. And if you meditate, you know you can, it's like an imaginative thing. You can imagine you're breathing through your eyeball. A lot of people use it for points of pain. And okay, you do your breath, your heart, and then you start focusing on the energy your heart gives off. You focus on relaxing yourself to the atomic level. Because you really, what's relaxing? Your nerves and the molecules in your nerves. It's complex, but it's super cool. And then you start to connect with the earth. And then you connect breathing through the earth, and then breathing through the galaxy. Whoa. And I swear to God, I did it, and it worked for me, and I came out of that depression 10 times better than I was. A very useful tool for me when I'm feeling like a bit lost is to remember where I really am, where we all really are, and we're on a star. And a lot of people don't want to go beyond that because it hits their philosophical ceiling and you run to religion. I don't know, I'm not saying you run a religion. Religion never helped, never worked for me. And believe me, I've been using drugs since I was 17. 17 I started shooting drugs. I started really taking drugs when I was a young teenager. And I've been in some bad, fucked up states of mind. I've been in what you did in your life to get dope. I guarantee in 40 years of using, I probably did most of it. Hurt everybody, watched people die, But this is life. And it's like the stupid sayings they got on live life on life's terms. Alright, where are life's terms written down? But you look through history, and death has been something that has made me relapse more than once, to have someone die. And how much of it was an excuse to use? And why is death so hard for us to accept? It's been happening for hundreds of thousands of years with human beings have lost their loved ones. It's because we're looking at it the wrong way. If you really believe there's life after death, why would it even faze you? I've been back here looking for coy wolves, to tell you the truth. You can't always keep your mind on that point because you gotta live, and that's what it's worth. That's what this whole existence, the worth of it is, to live and experience. Dope stalls you. It is an experience. Everything that you went through, it should be done and over. And I've said before, I used to be in the Castaneda, and I took a lot more LSD than I ever should have. But when I read the one book, it said Carlos Castaneda's asked. He meets one of this Don Juan's other apprentices, and he finds out the guy only did the power plants one time. And he says to Don Juan, Don, you made me take those things. I took those hundreds of times. Because why did I do that? Why? He only did it once. And Don Juan's answer to that was, because you're stupid. Once the door's open, you don't need to, you're through it. You don't need to keep opening the door, standing in the doorway. Time to walk in, time to start this life. people were all bugging about 2012 and the Mayan calendar ending. Oh my God. The Mayans were like fucking psychopaths, cutting people's chests open, slaves and all that. Insanity. Why are these people? Because they had an advanced astrological chart? Maybe 2012, instead of the end, was a beginning. And I know there's a lot of stuff with astrologers, and the age of Aquarius and the age of Pisces is ending and Aquarius is beginning, and I guess that's real stuff to have to do with the stars. Time to evolve. Stop this nonsense. Learn to really breathe. Learn to love, trust, understand. Learn to find peace. To parents, methadone does work, Suboxone does work, but it takes work. If your kid's going on methadone, I would not. If you're really involved and concerned, I would take the kid there, or I would time them, because the methadone clinic is a place you can really get messed up and really lose your way there. There's a lot of bad influence. I wouldn't say to get involved in any of it. Even their groups are a negative thing as far as I'm concerned. I go in, I sit there, I don't talk to nobody. They know me, they respect me. I mean, I'm not a young kid, and my number, I mean, you get a number, and it stays with you for life, and my number's fairly low, I guess, comparably. So, your number gives you respect. I'm not a newbie, but the kid don't need to make his way. You don't need to earn no colors, no stripes with these people. A lot of people are living good lives because of methadone. It's a health issue, it's not a moral issue. And with that, see you in another month.